Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And it's a cold, rainy June night. It's around 8:25 p.m. It's been raining cats and dogs, torrential rainfall throughout the day. It's been raining quite a bit the last couple of days as well, but today it's been really, really cold. Last night, I was shivering while I was trying to watch football at night, and today, yeah, I've switched off the ceiling fan because after I took a shower, it's kind of feeling kind of cold over here. Anyway, we've got four movies up for review tonight, and up first is Dracula 1979. I mentioned this before. I love Dracula. Uh, I love the mythos, the mythology behind it, the stories around Dracula. And if there was one role that I could really wish if I could do, if I was an actor, I would do is definitely Count Dracula. This one has got some changes to the storyline. It's more of a romantic angle. I mean, it's pretty similar in than the 1994 Dracula that you've seen, that kind of everybody remembers. This one is, like I said, it's from 1979, and it's got the real romantic angle to it. It is labeled as a gothic horror film though, and it is directed by John. I think I'm going to butcher the name. John Badham. Not really sure, but it stars Frank Langella as the Count. And Frank Langella is one of those actors who I kind of always see him as an older actor. I think because I've seen him, what I know him most is his small role in Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and he was in Frost Nixon where he played Nixon. And I've seen him mostly in things that he's, when he was much older. It's very difficult for me to see him as a younger man, especially as a romantic lead. You've got Frank Langella, you've got Laurence Olivier, you've got Donald Pleasance, the late Donald Pleasance, the late Laurence Olivier, and Kate Nelligan. And like I said, this one has got a slightly different angle. It starts off with the crash of the Demeter on the shores of England. And Count Dracula is the only survivor. Everybody else, of course, killed off. In this movie, Mina Van Helsing is the daughter of Van Helsing. She is visiting her friend Lucy Seward, and she discovers Dracula's body after she happens to go there early in the morning, and she rescues him. The Count later, after recovering, visits Mina and her friends at Lucy's father's, who's Dr. Jack Seward, played by Donald Pleasance. And along with his mansion, there's also the local asylum. So he's a charming guest towards the ladies and to the older men, but not to Lucy's fiance, Jonathan Harker, because he feels that Lucy's got a little infatuation with the Count. And yeah, that does happen. Initially, though, Lucy and Jonathan, while they're having their secret rendezvous in the night, Dracula comes, descends upon Mina and drinks her blood. The following morning, Lucy finds Mina struggling for breath, and she watches her friend dies, and they notice the wounds on her neck. Lucy basically blames herself because she was away with Jonathan when Mina was had taken seriously ill. Mina's father, Dr. Seward calls Dr. Seward calls Mina's father, Professor Abraham Van Helsing from Holland, and he suspects that a vampire has killed his daughter. Van Helsing is played by Laurence Olivier. Professor Abraham Van Helsing. So he begins to worry that she's also been turned to a vampire. So they do the investigation, and they do find Mina's coffin empty. They go to the local mines, from the where she was being buried, and they find the undead Mina, and it is up to Van Helsing to kill his daughter, along with the help of Dr. Seward. Lucy has been summoned to Carfax Abbey, which is Dracula's new home, and you do see Jonathan Harker as the solicitor who helps the Count to get the deeds to the house, and you see Renfield as well in a minor role as well, and now Lucy goes to Dracula's home. She is completely under a spell right now. She says she confesses her love for him and offers to be his bride. and basically you see the almost like a consummation of, although they don't really show the sex happening, but you do see them getting intimate, and basically she's now infected with Dracula's blood. Um, the two doctors, when they see that Lucy is slowly descending into vampirism, they try to give her a transfusion, but she still remains under his bed. Jonathan Harker and the two doctors go to try to destroy Dracula. Um, Unfortunately, he's waiting for them, and then even though it's daylight, he still is kind of powerful. So he still moves around, but away from the sunlight in the house, and he escapes them, bursts into the asylum later at night, steals away Lucy, who's waiting for him. Also kills his slave Renfield, because Renfield had warned the others, that Dracula is coming for him. And by the way, the scene with Renfield swallowing up cockroaches is like, ugh, I know it's not real, but still yuck. And finally, they tried Van Helsing and Harker, um, because Abraham Van Helsing and Harker are able to track Lucy and Dracula to a cargo ship that's bound for Transylvania. They find them both sleeping in a coffin. However, Van Helsing is unable to stake Dracula because he wakes up and he pushes them back. Van Helsing is fatally wounded by Dracula. He takes the stake and pushes back against him. And then he now tries to kill Jonathan Harker. But Van Helsing uses the last of his strength before he dies to throw the hook that is over there swinging, and it basically pierces Dracula's back. And when they pull it, Harker pulls it. It goes up. He goes through the ship's, what do you call that, whatever, and he's out in the sun, and he dies a painful death when the rays of the sun hit him. You can see him. It doesn't turn to dust like you see in most movies, but his skin starts peeling, ripping off. You see him becoming really pale. His hair becomes gray and old. Basically, you see him aging very fast, and you see him dying a painful death. And it's just the cape. So now Lucy is apparently herself again. She reunites with Harker, and but you do see her smiling when she sees, unlike the others don't see it. I mean, Harker doesn't see it, but she sees Dracula's cape has been blown off and is going off in the horizon, seemingly to tell us that he has survived, but we don't know. That's basically the end of the film. Made on a budget of $12.2 million. It made $31.2 million at the box office. It is one of my favorite, having watched it now for the second time, it is one of my favorite Dracula movies. I do dare say it actually is up there with some of the Hammer movie collections as well. For a while it was actually in obscurity, and until I think it was in the mid to late 90s when the movie got the love that it actually deserves. And critical response, the movie was given by Roger Ebert a 3.5 star out of 4, saying this is a really elegant version of Dracula. However, you see him with the grace of a cat, but he's still very, very highly dangerous. Not everybody was pleased, but yes, I think, like I said, it's one of my favorite versions of Dracula, the movie at least, and but it was considered a disappointment at the box office. I actually like this movie quite a lot, and I will give it a 8.